evening, everyone, and welcome to the Arlene Francis Center of the Arts for another amazing night of game show. What's my line? The hottest game show in Railroad Square. And we have some amazing panelists and even more amazing guests. Thank you all for coming and joining on the SAPPHIRE theme tonight. And let's just get right to it. I'm going to introduce our first panelist. Let me get my notes here. Esteemed theater critic for the North Babel Union. He was a former performer, and he's also was a former co-host of the famous radio show The Drive. I also hear he's an excellent pet sitter, Mr. Harry Duke.
Joining me is a local actor and director and a friendly neighborhood electrician, Skylar Adams.
Up next is an illustrator of one, soon to be two children's books, and the owner of the wellness nonprofit Lost Girl Life. It's Ariel Erskine.
My great pleasure to introduce a distinguished gentleman, a fountain of knowledge in all things aviation, a wonderful hugger, and very dashing in the color blue, Dana Hunt.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the person who drives this dirigible, the master of ceremonies himself, Mr. Dimitri D.
What's my line?
That's my line. Thank you so much to everyone who dressed up in our Virgo season theme of Sapphire Blue, as you can see on our Sapphire Blue panelists here. And even the lighting, thank you, Josh. Shout out back there. It's the start of September, and we have another unofficial theme where all of our guests tonight will have, they'll all be people who you already know. They're friends of the Arlene Francis Center, but people who have a former career that you have absolutely no idea about. So it's a show with no blindfolded rounds this time. Your eyes will not help you, I promise. If you've never seen What's My Line before, it is a game on which we will guess the interesting line of work of all of our guests, who tonight will be showing us some former lines of work of theirs, hoping to stump the panel who can only ask yes or no questions, with some sound effects in between to let you know how you did. And with all of that said, I think we're going to just go ahead and bring out our very first guest of the evening. Go right ahead. It's you, waiting in the wings. From the junior college, if you've ever bought a ticket to any of their productions, you may recognize her because she's my mother, so if you know me, you may know her. She's our extra special guest this time. If you'd like to do your own introduction, since it doesn't help the panel under.
Should I tell my job?
No, yes, only thing you can do.
I just wanted to make sure.
Hello, my name is Lori Harvey. I am the mother of Dimitri, and that is definitely one of my lines, but that's not what we're here to talk about.
This is what I would say is, since we always give everyone the hint about the job if it's going to be a gig, a service, or a product, I would say this is a service, and I'd go so far as to say a public servant position. I know, already stumping you right off the bat. I'm going to ask the panel to briefly avert their eyes, as then we will go ahead and give the audience a preview of what is her former line of work. Who's in Oz for that? All right, Dana, you're in the hot seat this time, so you're going to be first up to bat.
All right. Hello, Dimitri's mother.
Hello, Dana.
Does this former line of work that you used to do, would you have done this mainly indoors?
Mainly. Yes.
Mainly.
Yes.
Would you have sat at a desk?
Yes.
Would you have answered the telephone on a regular basis?
Yeah.
Do you work in an office building that has more than 3 floors?
Not, and sometimes different offices. Yes or no?
Sometimes, I guess.
Positive sometimes.
Positive sometimes. do you print out a lot of files in this job?
No.
Oh, perfect.
Till you get a day. Ariel Erskine's up to bat now.
Did your work impact children?
No.
No for the children, but still counts as a public service. Is this a job that you woke up in the morning and took pride in what you did, serving people?
Yes.
Is this a job that you would define as bureaucratic?
Yes. Sometimes, yes. Yes.
If you wait long enough, you get a yes to everything.
I have no idea. Is this a job where you related to the characters in Office Space?
Huh?
You related to the characters in Office. Were you ever asked to come in on a Saturday?
No.
Was this job with a governmental agency?
Yes.
Was this job for a city governmental agency?
No.
Does this job have to do with electing someone?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm good. I'm glad. Okay. Were you on a campaign of some sort?
Yes.
Did you work for an individual that was elected to office?
Yes.
Were they elected in the last 10 years?
No.
Oh, no. All right.
Was this person elected to an office at the national level?
Yes.
In a big White House?
Yes.
Did he have the main office in that White House?
He did. I mean, yes.
Did you work for this person in the 1980s?
Yes.
Going back now to order in history. It's only a couple. Hey, no conferring. Okay.
Was his first name an affectionate shortening of the name William?
No.
No!
What are all the jobs that could be? Okay. So once the person was elected, you continued to have this job.
No.
Well, no.
Lee, did you work on a presidential campaign?
Yes.
Did you work on the presidential campaign of a Democrat?
Yes.
Did you work on the presidential campaign of a Democrat who won 2 terms?
Nope.
But Harry did some work for you that time.
Oh, boy. Just confirming, this person won?
Eventually. Well, then say that.
No, and I worked for him.
And it was all your fault.
All right.
No, it wasn't.
Did you work on the presidential campaign? Were you a campaign staff for Jimmy Carter?
May I explain this?
Please.
Very complicated. So I started working on the re-election campaign of President Carter. You may have heard he lost. And that I went with him back to Plains, Georgia. And that's when I worked directly for him for 5 years in his post-presidency.
Is that yes or
He's
no?
coming in town.
It's a colloquial term. I was a secretary. They don't have those anymore.
An administrative
I
professional.
wasn't an administrative professional or an assistant.
That might explain why he was more successful in his post-presidency
I
than he
thank you
was in
for
his
that,
presidency.
Harry. I agree. Yes.
She gets all the credit. And for the peanut thing, too. That was all you. So, this is another thing that I would probably class as not only a service, but a public servant.
Oh, good.
Something in the public sector. Since that got you so far last time, I figured I'd
Should they see it
that one
first?
to you again.
Should they see it first?
Absolutely, that's what's gonna happen right now. I'm so excited to cover your eyes.
Cover your
And
eyes.
now, here goes Daniel to show Rex's former line hero. I could even, for our theme this evening, I could even call it something like, I don't know, hometown heroes, people who are all doing an important service. And that means that Miss Ariel, it's going to be your turn to start it out.
Did your job impact children?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
See, look, a broken clock is right twice a time. Was it within the realm of education?
Yes.
Was it mainly education based for small children?
No.
Is the reason you no longer have this job because it didn't pay the bills?
No.
Just go hard.
Was this job in a public school?
No.
Would I be correct in assuming that this has nothing to do with cheese?
Correct.
Just wanted to get a yes answer. Don't. Really?
Dana's like, don't.
Don't give me a no. I was going to go off of the yes.
I heard a what from the audience. Little did I know. Yeah, I didn't know there was a relation.
That's technically a no, I think. I don't know.
I'll give a controversy.
So no cheese.
Executive ruling, no cheese. Yeah.
Was your job at some times, but not according to Dimitri and Balchini's, that impacted children at all related to theater?
No.
Just to confirm, you said earlier this sometimes involved children,
Yes.
correct? Okay. Did this job involve canvassing or going door to door to talk with the people?
Yes, sometimes.
Was this job bureaucratic by your definition?
A juggler.
Yes.
Did this job involve politics, laws, elections?
Oh yeah.
Did you take pride in this work?
Still do. I just don't do it anymore.
Awesome. I'm so curious. I don't know what it is, but did you do this job for less than a year?
No.
Did this job involve getting something on a ballot?
No.
I'm correct in assuming this has absolutely nothing to do with Jimmy Carter.
I might have to, pull and ask the audience. It might have some.
It might.
Only in the most tangential of ways. I'd be throwing you off if I said that.
Did you have to raise money in this job?
Yes.
Were you selling snacks at all?
Snacks were free.
Snacks were free? Is that a yes or a no?
It counts as a no.
Yeah.
Did your job help provide services for the disenfranchised?
Yes.
Was it mainly in the arena of food and shelter?
No.
Did your job involve getting signatures?
Yes, but it's not pivotal.
Okay, a non-pivotal yes.
Okay, a technical yes. Okay.
It happened.
You stole the same gesture.
We go door to door, we talk to people, but we're not getting signatures or it's not pivotal. It sometimes involves chewing. And sometimes cheese.
I would strike the cheese.
Don't get hung up on the cheese.
Fully cheeseless.
Were you ever selling
No.
Were you working for an agency or organization?
Yes.
Were you getting people to apply for services?
Yes.
Were the services and benefits they applied for provided from a governmental agency?
No.
In this wonderful job that you love so much still to this day, did people get something new out of it?
Sometimes.
Is this like a goodwill kind of thing?
No.
I didn't think so.
There might be some goodwill involved, but not goodwill, the organization. I think that phrase means we may have to throw it down to the final shot. We're circling it already. You get a boxing bell where ready or not, here we come. What do you think might have been Rex's former line of work?
You helped people apply for employment in the aerospace industry.
No. Clearly, we've narrowed it down to you helped people sign up for food benefits / EBT.
No.
The snacks were free.
Did you help people achieve childcare?
Sometimes. Yes.
A little part of it, I don't know what sound to make for that. A little like heartwave sound.
Childcare, eh?
Don't say it in that voice.
Did you help people adoption? Adoption? Did you work for an adoption agency? Was adoption at all part of it?
Adoption was part of it.
Is it an adoption? Just give it a sound effect.
You get that one then. I guess that means part of it. Would you like to tell everyone the way that we've phrased it?
So we went with a very kind way of saying it, I suppose. I worked for a pro-choice clinic.
Very important.
And there was cheese on it.
I don't know how the cheese plays in.
I'm still counting on
We'll
it.
not teach their children.
Yeah. I was going to say, and you do offer genuinely a lot of different services. I know that you were telling about how there is some hooking people up with different services that they're looking for that may or may not be associated with the government.
Yeah, it's everything that Planned Parenthood does, just not Planned Parenthood.
Just on no.
People.
That is some great work. Seriously, this is such a hometown hero episode for We'd Never Guess. All the cheese references I do have to bring up are because Rex currently is a cheesemonger, and so that didn't come out of just left field. I'm wondering if it was related. Good to know that our very own panelist and our very own cheesemonger used to have such an excellent community career. And if you'd like to hold this, I do have a gift for you too. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
There's one more person we have to give it up for because it was his big special day yesterday. Dana Hunt's birthday was yesterday, and instead of making everybody do a song, I'm just gonna say that on the count of 3, we should all yell, "Happy birthday, Dana!" 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday!